I like it.
All right. This is our past guest, Peter MacIsaac.
I'm on Canada's east coast in the province of Nova Scotia, and we have a major problem. And the rest of Canada and the rest of the world actually should know what's going on here. Our tyrannical premier, Tim Houston, has just implemented a 10-week travel ban in the province of Nova Scotia from early August through to October 15th.
10-week. That's quite, like, I don't know if he had to go that far.
Which means the residents of Nova Scotia can no longer walk in the woods for any reason. And if you do, you're going to get a $25,000 fine. Now, my background, I'm a 29 years professional forest firefighter here in the province of Nova Scotia. I'm retired now, but I can read data, and I've done some research on what's going on here in the province. We do have a major fire threat in place. We have systems in place to deal with that. And the province has, in its history, only ever had four major travel bans put in place. And no place in North America, including all the US and all of Canada, has ever had a travel ban put in place for projected 10 weeks. So the premier has said from now through to October 15th, nobody's allowed to travel in the woods for any reason. That means no hiking, no fishing, no hunting, no boating, no walking through the woods to get to a beach. None of the things that people...
He said you could walk through the woods to get to the beach.
Well, you can walk through the parking lot.
The premier has stolen the summer of 2025 from the people of Nova Scotia and everybody who wanted to come here and visit. So if you're planning on coming to Nova Scotia right now, this is not the time to come. You need to cancel your plans, turn around, go back home, because we've got somebody in power here right now who's exhibiting symptoms of PTSD from fires that happened in 2023 and had nothing to do with his travel ban. Both of those fires, one was started by arson and one was started by a person burning outside of legal fire limits. Plus, the province was woefully unprepared for such incidents through the budget cuts and a series of bad decisions.
So I'll leave it there. I mean, it's pretty interesting that, they're not really increasing. It doesn't seem like they're increasing what he said, like being prepared for it. Here's Natalia. You can now assume Canada's forests will be banned for use completely within the next few years. Nova Scotia is a tester. Nothing that insane is done in a vacuum. What do you think of that?
Yeah, well, I was just looking up a history of travel. This is the first ever, as far as I can say, travel ban with a fine.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So he said 2023, one was arson, one was somebody causing a fire, like creating a fire when there was a fire ban. So it just seems like it's a bit far to go, right? Stopping people from going in the nature.
It's not a bit far. It's fucking nuts. It's batshit crazy, is what it is.
Oh, there's a bunch of people supporting it on the left on X. I mean, it's
from those got to be bots, right?
No. Well, they're like, well, just follow. You know what and I kind of understand this logic. They're like, well, people are saying, oh, just make up the rule, like let them follow the regular rules that are in place for no fires, for example, that kind of stuff. And then they're making the argument that, well, that was the same as the masks. Like, so they didn't want to follow the mask rules, but now they'll follow the fire rules, the rules that are in place already. So,
well, I think fire rules are pretty good. Mostly. It doesn't seem to be a problem when there's like fire bans. I'm sure it happens, but for the most part, when there's a fire ban, most people don't have a fucking fire. Unless it's new Canadians who just don't fucking comprehend that it's a bad idea. You know, Canadians for the most part grew up with forest fires and almost every small town in the bush in Canada has like a sign outside of it that tells you what the forest fire danger for the day is. You know?
Yeah.
This is part of our culture.
That's true.
So anyway,
and they just don't seem to be doing the forest fire management, like the Jasper thing. They were bugging them for decades to do the proper management of the forest. They warned that there was going to be a fire, and then sure enough, there was a fire. So it seems like government's just getting in the way and ruining it again, right? We had a pretty good program going before.